On Friday, President Biden signed an executive order related to economic relief in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. I will read to you the executive order as follows. Executive Order on Economic Relief Related to the COVID-19 Pandemic. By the authority vested in me as President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered as follows. Section 1. Background. The pandemic caused by the coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19, has led to an economic crisis marked by the closure of small businesses, job loss, food and housing insecurity, and increased challenges for working families balancing jobs and caregiving responsibilities. The current economic crisis has affected Americans throughout the nation, but it is particularly dire in communities of color. The problems are exacerbated because state and local governments are being forced to consider steep cuts to critical programs to address revenue shortfalls the pandemic has caused. In addition, many individuals, families, and small businesses have had difficulties navigating relief programs with varying eligibility requirements, and some are not receiving the intended assistance. The economic crisis resulting from the pandemic must be met by the full resources of the federal government. Section 2. Providing relief to individuals, families, and small businesses, and to state, local, tribal, and territorial governments. A. All executive departments and agencies shall promptly identify actions they can take within existing authorities to address the current economic crisis resulting from the pandemic. Agencies should specifically consider actions that facilitate better use of data and other means to improve access to, reduce unnecessary barriers to, and improve coordination among programs funded in whole or in part by the federal government. B. Agencies should take the actions identified in subsection A of this section as appropriate and consistent with applicable law, and in doing so should prioritize actions that provide the greatest relief to individuals, families, and small businesses, and to state, local, tribal, and territorial governments. C. Independent agencies, as enumerated in 44 U.S. Code 3502, are strongly encouraged to comply with this section. Section 3. General Provisions. Nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect 1. The authority granted by law to an executive department or agency or the head thereof, or 2. The functions of the Director of the Office of Management and Budget relating to budgetary, administrative, or legislative proposals. B. This order shall be implemented consistent with applicable law and subject to the availability of appropriations. C. This order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit, substantive or procedural, enforceable at law or in equity by any party against the United States, its departments, agencies, or entities, its officers, employees, or agents, or any other person. Joseph R. Biden, Jr. The White House, January 22, 2021.